My research team and I developed Story Friends over the past decade. We know that there are huge disparities between the vocabulary exposure that children from different social classes typically experience. By the time children raised in impoverished conditions are in preschool, there isn't enough time in the day to make up for what has been called the 30 million word gap. We've been trying to figure out how to teach academically useful vocabulary to help address such deficiencies. We decided that stories were the appropriate vehicle to embed instruction on vocabulary and comprehension. Story Friends was developed for preschoolers because it's hard for teachers to devote sufficient class time to teaching vocabulary. Story Friends is comprised of carefully prepared storybooks with embedded lessons on vocabulary and question answering. We've recorded the books with the lessons, and an adult monitors small groups of 3 children listening with headphones. We've tested and refined this approach. The children enjoy the stories and the interactive nature of the teaching activities. Because instruction is delivered to groups of children, the listening center activity is easily incorporated into a center rotation within the school day. We find that on average, children learn over half the vocabulary words, and these are challenging words like imagine, comfort, reckless, and ridiculous. Children who have experienced Story Friends will realize that they can learn new words and answer questions that require them to make inferences about what they have heard.